We all know what stress feels like, but what is it actually doing inside our heads? It's not just a feeling. Chronic stress physically changes the architecture of your brain. It even alters the building materials, creating more insulation and fewer processing units. This remodeling isn't random. It sculpts a brain that's faster to fear and slower to think. In the next few minutes, we'll break down how stress hijacks your brain's chemistry, structure, and immune system. Let's start with the physical damage. Your hippocampus, for memory and emotional regulation, literally starts to shrink. At the same time, your prefrontal cortex, the CEO of your brain, also loses volume, making you more impulsive. But while these areas shrink, your amygdala, the brain's threat detector, grows larger and more active, putting you on high alert. So your brain's physical form is changing. The cause? A chemical war being waged against your neurons. First, stress cuts the lines to your brain's brake pedal. It depletes GABA, the chemical that tells your brain to calm down. Simultaneously, it slams the accelerator, flooding the brain with an excitatory chemical called glutamate. Why is this glutamate flood so bad? In these high quantities, it becomes toxic, overexciting brain cells to the point of damage and death. This combination, no brakes and a stuck accelerator, is the neurochemical recipe for feeling overwhelmed, anxious, and unable to switch off. Stress doesn't just alter existing chemicals, it shuts down entire production lines. What's the most critical factory it closes? Your brain relies on a protein called BDNF. You can think of it as fertilizer for your neurons, vital for their growth and survival. Chronic stress drastically reduces BDNF levels. It's like trying to maintain a garden in a drought. Neurons wither and connections are lost. We've seen structural and chemical damage. The attack is even more insidious. Stress turns your body's own defenses against your brain. This starts with neuroinflammation. Stress activates the brain's immune cells, which start releasing damaging inflammatory chemicals. This chaos destabilizes your dopamine system. That's why motivation plummets and things that used to bring you joy feel flat. Perhaps the most surprising front in this war isn't in your head, but in your gut. The gut-brain axis is a direct communication highway. We think of serotonin as a brain chemical. That is not the whole story. It's a myth. Around 90% of it is made in your gut. Stress disrupts your gut, crippling the serotonin production line and sending inflammatory signals straight back to your brain, impacting mood. Remember that closed factory we asked about? Stress halts neurogenesis. It stops the production of new brain cells in the hippocampus. This is why the old chemical imbalance idea of depression is a myth. It's structural damage, inflammation, and a halt in brain cell production. But here is a twist. Not all stress is your enemy. Acute short-term stress can actually be beneficial, sharpening your focus. Stress also has a strange effect on memory. While it impairs new learning, cortisol can supercharge the formation of emotional memories. So, what is the ultimate endgame of this complex long-term assault? The impact goes deeper than you can imagine. Let's connect the dots. The reduction in BDNF, that brain fertilizer, directly impairs neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to adapt and heal. The instability in your dopamine system isn't happening in a vacuum. It's a direct result of inflammation signals from your distressed gut. The most profound impact is at the genetic level. Chronic stress causes epigenetic changes, altering which of your genes get switched on or off. Ultimately, all these processes, the structural damage, the chemical war, the genetic changes, add up to one thing: premature aging of your brain. So chronic stress isn't just a feeling. It's a physical restructuring, a chemical imbalance, a systemic inflammatory response, and a genetic reprogramming. It rebuilds your brain for a world of constant threat, sacrificing creativity, memory, and joy for the sake of survival. But the same principle that allows stress to damage your brain is also the key to its recovery. Neuroplasticity. Your brain is built to change. Understanding these mechanisms is the first step. The next is taking action. You have the power to help your brain heal for the better.